everyone, and welcome back to the New Book Review. Each week we'll be looking at some of the new books coming into the Prince George Public Library. This week we are looking at some of the new titles coming into the adult section of the library. If you're interested in putting any of these books on hold, you can head to our website or come into the library during our open hours to check out the book. This week we are looking at an Enneagram book to test your personality, a murder mystery going on in the Maritimes, and finishing it off with your new favorite fiction read. And without any further ado, let's look at some books. Here's Leslie with the Enneagram and You by Gina Gomez.
What's that, you say? What is an Enneagram? It's an ancient personality system with 9 types of personalities, and it's currently experiencing, in my opinion, an increase in popularity. I saw it cropping up on my Instagram and other social media. Enneagram, it's a personality tool that not only describes your traits, but why you have those traits. It can act as a guide to show you what is motivating your behavior, how you approach conflict, and what happens to you when you are stressed. And it's also all about improving your relationships with family, friends, your partners, and relationships within your career. And everything I just said about Enneagrams, I found in the first book we're discussing, called Enneagram and You by Gina Gomez. Enneagram and You is a great introduction if you are new to Enneagrams. It includes a comprehensive background and the history of Enneagrams, as well as a background on the structure and design of the symbol itself. It has quizzes to get you started to figure out what number you are, but Gina Gomez emphasizes that discovering your number type is a personal journey. The book discusses each personality type in a relationship to another. So Gina Gomez takes the time to go, if you are a type 1 and you are parenting a type 2, this is what it could look like. If you're a type 3 and you work with a type 7 and you have a conflict, this is what it could look like. It's also a guide to help you navigate challenges by promoting self-awareness, nurturing self-love, encouraging mindfulness, and boosting a sense of compassion.
Next, we are looking at Blood in the Water, a true story of revenge in the Maritimes by Silver Donald Cameron. A brutal murder in a small maritime fishing community raises questions of right and wrong, and even the nature of good and evil in this masterfully told true story. In 2013, 3 upstanding citizens of a small Cape Breton town cold-bloodedly murder their neighbor, Philip Rodeau, at sea. While out checking their lobster traps, 2 laundry cousins and skipper Dwayne Sampson saw Bordeaux in his boat, the Midnight Slider, about to vandalize their lobster traps. Like so many times before, Bordeaux was about to cost them thousands of dollars out of their seasonal livelihood. One man took out his rifle and fired 4 shots at Bordeaux and his boat. To finish the job, they rammed their own larger boat into his small speedboat. Bordeaux's body was never found. Then they continued the day's fishing and went home to Petite Gratte on Ile Madame, an intricately woven text that recounts the story of how lack of action and increasing frustration can lead to deadly consequences. Silver Donald Cameron recounts the events of June 1st, 2013, the fateful day of the encounter. Cameron not only takes us through the day of the event and the ensuing days of suspicion, but then the years of trials as he focuses in on the main characters' lives and cultures. This was Silver Donald Cameron's last book, as he unfortunately passed away this June. He was a renowned Canadian journalist and author, dedicating his life to community and the pursuit of knowledge. Now here's Luke with Alligator and Other Stories by Dima Al-Zayed.
Hello, my name is Luke. I work at the Prince George Public Library. This is my dog, Allie. She does not work at the Prince George Public Library yet, and we are here to share a new book recommendation, Alligator by Dima Alzayat. It's a collection of 8 short stories, and if you are looking for something to take your mind off of all the negativity that's currently bombarding us and all the things that are out happening in the world that are stressing us out, well, this book is not the book to do that, because it is very heavy. But that shouldn't discourage you, because even though they are heavy, they are amazing. Each story is very well done, very interesting, very captivating. And I find this is not typically the case with short story collections. I usually find some are really good, some are not so good, some are just fine. All 8 are spectacular, particularly the story Alligator, from which the collection gets its name. Now, Alligator is, as far as short stories go, it's kind of long, but it kind of makes sense when you take into account that the author is spanning about 250 years, and it opens with the murder of a Syrian couple in Florida, an actual murder that took place about 100 years ago. And how the author tells this story is like nothing I've ever seen before. So she does use some actual newspaper articles, some actual advertisements, but then she also has her own pieces that she has made up. For instance, ghosts play prominently in this story, which, to my understanding, that is one of the made up pieces. But she starts with the crime committed against that couple, but she ties it in to the first stages of colonization that happened in Florida, how that connects to what happened to the Syrian couple in the early 1900s, and then further connects it to what is currently taking place in Florida presently. It often feels, when you're reading the story, like you are putting a puzzle together, because it's jumping through time, it's fragmented into these different pieces, and it's broken up structurally, and it was just very, very interesting to read. You can't really passively read it. You have to be an active part in the piecing together of what is actually taking place. I loved it. I found it very interesting. And so if you're looking for something unusual, that's a little out of the ordinary, but still excellent, I highly recommend Alligator by Dima Alzayat.
And that's all the books we have for this week. If you want more book recommendations or just want to talk to someone at the library, you can phone us at 250-563-9251 or email us at ask@pgpl.ca. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, and as always, make sure to check out these books.